Hey, y'all. Late. I hope you all are having a wonderful Friday. It's finally Friday. Thankfully, it's Friday. The weekend is almost here. It's been a long week, feels like. But let's get going. Dive into this shit.
You're beautiful but unsatisfied since day one. You were getting teased and it scarred you when you were young. Now you're getting older and you've been on the grind. Your paper off the scale so you feel like it's time. So you got a nose job, that's the primary thing. People teased you as a kid and for some reason you hit. Always into high fashion, girl, you heavy like lead. Liposuction out your shell like a chicken and egg. Feeling confident but now you're becoming obsessed. First your nose, then your weight, now your butt and your breast. It's a vanity fair, cosmetic overdose. Fiending for a next operation like it was dope. Now you feel the need to skin pill, your skin's no good. But if those around you were real, they'll tell you the truth. Just because you spending thousands, that don't make it alright. Had one problem, now it's many going under the knife. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on. Vanity Fair, yeah. Changing one or two things, cool, girl, do you? Do you wanna be beautiful and look like you? Or do you wanna look like someone you saw in a magazine or video, but not in the raw? I like nice shaped bodies, bikinis Brazilian, but too much of anything just isn't appealing. Some people spend a lifetime, even a million. No grace like those unhappy with chilling. A girl with a big butt, big lips, small hips is what we all love to see, and men dream about this. There is nothing wrong with getting something broken fixed. Some women get a breast job cause cancer resists. Some women want to please their man and insist. And a woman really loves you if she wants to do this. But abuse ain't the same as intention with care. So be careful of the drug called the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, faceline, look at your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on.
Hey, y'all. Hold on. Just give me a second. Let me go back up here. Oh, I didn't even share. Hold on. Hey, Kathy P. OG AOL. I hate peas. Willow. Flissy. Angelisa. Starry Night. Was that Justice? Shopaholic. Rogue House. Marcy. I hate peas. Amethyst. Trauma Punks. Freeside. Smiles. Angel. Self-proclaimed detective. Brenda. Stephanie. Heather. Jennifer. Angie. Coral. Lisa. Wings of Faith. The Rebecca names are cracking me up. Louisiana Lady. B. Okay, y'all. T. Hey, y'all. Okay, so I'm seeing your comments. Molly put in her Patreon this morning that her mom passed away. Again, I wish nothing harm on the rest of the family, on her or anybody. That's all I know. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't wish any harm on them at all. I hate to say that even though she's done terrible things and never allowed grace and done so many horrible things, I still have empathy for the situation. My heart breaks for the stepdad. Yeah, she was also live when this happened. There's a whole lot. Like, It's a mess. Anyways, but we had plans on talking about other people anyways, because there's more people that are dangerous with their behaviors out here on social media than that of Molly. So we have plenty to talk about and can kind of, continue our mission with respect to her family. Again, that's not our content anyways. Molly's behavior has nothing to do with her family. Nothing to do with them. I'm taking the day off. If you don't know, I'm taking the day off of being Rebecca today because there's a lot of Rebeccas running around. I get blamed for everything anyway. So today I'm taking the day off of being Becky. You guys can just call me George. The other Rebeccas have it handled. They've got it handled and held down. By the way, I've hated that fucking name for 40 years. I hate the name Rebecca. I hate it, hate it, hate it. The only time I ever get called that is when it's something to do with like legal paperwork, appointments at doctor's offices, or my mother. My mom still makes it sound like a cuss word, Rebecca. And I'm like, but it's always Rebecca Joe. Yes, mom. What? I still hate it. But if you don't know what's going on there, BHB is actively doxing currently. BHB is really wrong in a lot of stuff, what's going on. Oh, by the way, I'm also Becky with the FUPA. By the way, Betty, get it right. I'm Becky with the FUPA. Becky with the FUPA. See? The FUPA cam. That's me over here in my little sports bra. There you go. FUPA Becky. This is me. Okay. My dad calls me George. I've been called George my entire life. I don't know. Again, weird things. Hey, Zero. Hey, everybody. So today we're going to talk about other things. This is an old tank top. I got it at a fishing tournament at the resort we were fishing at. Anyways, we're going to talk about the other misinformation cronies today. There's a lot going on. There is a lot of people that are being drug all over the internet. I was really trying to understand what had happened yesterday, so I'm going to touch on it briefly because, again, I was doxxed horribly back in December, and my real life has been messed with since, and I don't encourage it for anybody else. Like, there is a right to privacy. There's no reason why they are demanding to see Queen's face for some bullshit. Her face changes nothing. Her face changes not one single behavior of any of these people. Her background doesn't change the behavior of these other people that she's calling out. If you don't want to be called out for fuck shit, don't do fuck shit. It's funny because every time they're backed into a corner, they can't come out and talk about the facts. They have to dox people, try to humiliate people on their backgrounds. Again, we know what Betty has been doing. Betty is like this little yapping chihuahua that comes in when Molly needs a distraction. Well, guess what, Betty? You're just a yapping chihuahua. Nobody's afraid of you. Nobody's afraid of you. Remember, you called me. You called me and you tell everybody that you don't bother anybody, but you called me up on the phone and basically kind of threatened me. And now you're going after Queen and her family. Because why? Make that make sense. Yes, the FUPA gang. The FUPA gang. Anyways, so today we're going to talk about Miss L. Betty's going to run amok, but I want you guys to understand what she's doing and what they're saying again. When Molly did it to me, they tried telling people that I was a paid pedo protector. I don't have a record, as you guys know. I've fully exposed my record to you guys, or my background. Like, we pulled my background live. I got a warning the other day. You guys already knew about, like, there's nothing to hide here. So Molly made up these egregious lies that I was a paid pedo protector. Like, what they do is very dangerous. Right now, what they're saying about Queen is to encourage and incite a whole mentality against, which can be extremely dangerous. They're trying to make this into a true crime case. It's not. They're absolutely vile, horrible people. But another one that goes along with this whole shit is LB. LB kind of flies under the radar a little bit because people think she's a sweet, innocent little thing. She's not. She's not at all. She's actually, in my opinion, one of the more dangerous ones because of that. Because people... Ugh. Get ready. We're going into this, but hold on. Ugh, I can't stand her. Yeah, doxing isn't true crime. I mean, but and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind what they get away with. Molly republished one of my videos the other day. What's the purpose of that? Is it supposed to scare me? It didn't scare me when he did it. It sure as hell doesn't scare me now. Like, what are we doing here? Now they're trying to scare Queen. Why? Yeah. So I'm gonna play some of this L stuff. Again, this is under fair use. Hold on, let me put my banner up because currently I think she's claiming that she's on a ban, possibly. I don't really know. We're gonna go look at it. All right. Share screen. Okay. This is LB's channel. I'm pulling it up and you guys are looking at what I'm seeing. So this is her community post. I'm going to go back to yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. 14 hours ago, she says, "Hey, Island Packet, can you please resend your takedown notice? I have edited the clips despite it being fair use." Can you guys see what I'm doing? I don't know if you can read it very well or not. Marshmallow, you better be decent. Woke up today. Oh, wait. Resend your takedown notice. I have edited the clips despite it being fair use. I edited it so I do not have to worry about receiving any strikes. However, my channel is due to get a strike tomorrow, and my YouTube studio is telling me that the video will be deleted today. I don't understand why you would allow my channel to receive a strike when I've sent you 3 emails notifying you that I have edited my video. If I receive a strike, I will appeal and will absolutely win because 1 minute and 50-second clip has been removed. Please do your part and resend the takedown notice. Okay, so somebody completely unrelated to anything we do over here. 5 hours ago, she says, "Woke up today to a copyright strike. We'll be live over on Facebook this morning to do a get ready with me and discuss the situation and how this is abuse of the copyright system." It's also interesting that she moved over to Facebook once she started covering Dre and started doing, get ready with me's on Facebook like Dre does. I mean, you tell me, but it's definitely pretty evident what she was attempting to do there. I could have won had I not removed, well, she says, has I not removed the clips because I used it following their fair use guidelines. However, I removed it just to avoid the possibility of more than one strike in my channel going down. The person I was speaking with was responding in a very timely manner, but once I explained that the takedown notice was unwarranted and any strikes would be abuse of the system, he stopped responding and I am pretty sure blocked me. I wonder why you got blocked. Sorry, need a drink. I emailed him 3 times notifying him I removed the short clips. I tagged them on a community post and tweeted them so I can say with confidence that they are aware I removed the clip. So join me today as I do my makeup, get ready for the day, and discuss the situation and now how I have to fight a strike that I should have never received. Thanks, Island Packet. Okay, cool. Okay. Last week there was something about monetization. Okay. Elle's always got something going on, but I want to take a look back here for a minute in her videos. So she originally did a video of Marvon and Dre in July. Let's get back there. She does a lot of videos on a lot of topics that I could give 2 shits less about. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. Did we finally get there yet? Sorry, give me 1 second. I just got to make sure I went back far enough. Nope, right here. All right. Here we go. Hold on. Holy shit, she's done a lot of videos. Holy shit, she's done a lot more videos than I even than I knew she did. Oh, and she did delete some, didn't she? Hold on, y'all. I'm not looking at comments. Give me a second. I'll catch up on comments. Okay, so I think the first one she left up is this. So she had other ones up with the wrong information. So here is 8 months ago. 8 months ago, she left this video up. This is
Hey, you guys, I was about to
deep dive into the life she shared with her followers. How did no one notice? Holy shit. Oh, Starry Night. That's interesting. I didn't know that. She used to stream tune. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to make it big screen. So we're going to watch just a little bit of this so I can show you how she came into this story and how instantaneously she never did research and has continued on to not research and continue to pass off misinformation, even when she's been corrected, even when reputable people on their side have corrected stuff, she has doubled and tripled down. Now, I call them TweedleDee and TweedleDum because they are the dumbest. I can't with the lack of common sense. I can't with the bullshit that she spews just to spew bullshit. She was brought in specifically because she had issues with Katie. Molly needed more to her argument to point everything at Katie during their fallout. Elle was brought in to take that spot of Katie. Katie was initially working with Molly and those guys. Then they needed to make Katie the purpose and the reason of all this shit. And here comes Elle because she had past with Katie. Nothing more, nothing less than that. Elle has not contributed anything to this at all except for misinformation and bullshit along the way. Elle has absolutely slid under the radar because she gets away with so much more with the cute little because she is more tolerable to listen to, more tolerable to look at, some might say. In my opinion, she's not at all. She's actually worse because she's a sneaky snake. All right, let's go.
go live with my mic muted.
Again, this is under fair use.
Well, I did, but caught it. I caught it. Can you guys hear me? Hey, Dustin. You know what, Dustin?
Unfortunately, we can.
My brother's name is Dustin. And every time I see you in the chat, I always want to call you D.
And I'm going to speed her up because she rattles. But we're just going to take a look at the first video she left up. And then we're going to do a little bit more of a scan through her channel. We're just going to look at her. And we're going to do a lot more on her in Spanky. We're going to leave Molly B for a couple days. We've got plenty to discuss out here about behaviors. Again, I send my condolences for her mom. But these other ones, we've got plenty to discuss.
Because that's what I call my brother. Like, most of them I call my brother D. Or I call him by his nickname, which is better. But usually I call him D. And every time I see you in the chat, I always think D. But hey. I was just watching this channel, Nikki38. If you guys have time, watch Nikki38. I actually hated to have to schedule a live while I was watching Nikki because her live stream is so funny. But I really want to start covering this topic. I feel like it is such an important topic to cover.
And topic to cover. Oh my God.
I feel like the more, if I can cover it more, then we can get more creators to cover this. This topic hits
instantly. If I cover it, then more people. Hold on. Kenzie. Kenzie's needing me. If I cover this, then we can get more people to cover this and spread more misinformation and do more damage to, you know, it's not even a true crime case or a reality TV, but sure. What the hell?
Home to me due to the fact that he is a Marine. There was an audio that.
Bear with me. I have a real hard time and zero patience with this one. So I will be a little bit extra spicy on this because this is one I would, yeah.
Was put out of this man, Vaughn McRae, where he clearly depressed, was breaking down to his family, his daughters, and his son to tell them what he was dealing with, to say, I need to leave the house for a few days. I need to go to VA. I need to get checked out. I think I may have PTSD. Either way, I know I'm depressed. So I'm just going to be gone for days until I can kind of get my head on straight. And, you know, when I get my appointment with the VA and I go to that, it's going to get the ball rolling and I'll be able to come back home. And hearing him talk about what he was dealing with, is really it's one of the things that pulled me into this, because I have been in a place where I was depressed. I just needed to get away. I've seen Sean in that place as well. I feel like our military does not get the attention they need when it comes to depression and stuff like that. So one thing that really pulled me into this is the fact that he is military. I know.
Okay, I want to point out that she sticks to the fact that she's really involved in this because he is military. Her husband is also military. Again, thank you for your service. You're still a fucking dumbass. Anyways, there is absolutely a misconception here of hers right off the get-go. She is trying to encourage people that they should be concerned because this is one of our veterans. However, she has used this veteran's attempted suicide, which is we lose up to over 22 veterans a day to suicide. This is a serious situation. But they have done everything to misinform people of what actually went on and take away the serious situation of what we have here. They have used a Marine veteran's life for content and exploited it to the absolute max off of misinformation. That's how much they give a shit about our veterans.
The other thing is those children. I feel like
And
Vaughn and the children was living in a prison in their own home. So I really want to get the story out there, start covering this. Molly Golightly covers it. Justice for All covers it. There's some Facebook pages that cover this as well. I put out a 32-minute video.
The Facebook pages that covered this in the beginning no longer exist, as you know. There's a few that still cover Dre. There is a few. I don't follow those pages. What they do is what they do. They have a totally different take on this. They have a totally different spin where they have gone with their coverage of the whole thing. This developed into a life of its own. We ended up calling out the misinformation because of all of the passive, the wrong information in those groups. Katie Joy. Yes, Katie is Katie of Without a Crystal Ball, who they assumed I was for the first. Well, shit, they probably still have that convinced. It's the machines. It's the machines.
To give you guys like an insight into what's happening. And
yeah,
one thing that I wanted to do in the video, but I just really couldn't because it was already so long and I was editing it on my phone and it took so long, was I wanted to put more videos in there of her like being crazy to really show you guys like, oh my goodness, like if you guys could see the videos of her doing these weird things, it would really show even more so of just kind of like how questionable her actions are. But I couldn't do that because the video was already so long. So I decided I wanted to do this live stream where we can just sit down and we can go over these videos. I could show you guys.
So I wanted to edit my videos and put in more videos to completely show you a narrative that we're going to run with over the next 9 months. Again, this is from 8 months ago that she did this, but that's exactly what she was telling you. I want to show you more videos to back up the narrative that I'm going to spin to you guys because that's what they've done. But she didn't, she didn't have enough time.
As these videos of her. So once again, I'm going to give a quick rundown of what's going on in this situation, and then we'll start watching these videos together. We can discuss. So Andre McRae.
We can throw out all sorts of misinformation, and then we'll actually watch the videos and maybe make some corrections. Probably not, but I'll just tell you all these assumptions and speculations, and then you'll run with them because I heard it from Molly Golightly, who heard it from Justin, and Justin heard it from The Closet, and The Closet heard it from The Machine. I mean, but we won't go back and correct any of the misinformation.
She is an influencer. She has a Facebook account that has over 600,000 followers. She started in the beauty community. She's a makeup artist, really good at makeup, I must say. I haven't looked at so many of her looks, and I wish I could do makeup like her. Heavier Set Girl when she started. Beautiful Heavier Set Girl. Married to Marvin Jackson and Marvin McRae, also known as Vaughn. When they got married, everything just seemed to be perfect. She had 2 daughters from her previous relationship. They had a son named Raza. My heart breaks for Raza, you guys. And she, during her time on social media, she started selling paparazzi. Her business was really flourishing. Literally back in 2021, January 2021, she made $96,000, you guys. She got on this crazy alkaline diet. She started doing a vegan diet, and she also started taking kratom.
So right there, you hear all of this information, right? She was making $96,000. She was all of this stuff. Why does her income matter? Why would her income matter? Why does her diet matter? I thought this was a true crime case, Elle. But you're talking about personal choices.
Spoonfuls, or she would do kratom tea. Not only was she on these diets and drinking kratom and eating kratom by the spoonfuls, but she was making her husband do it as well as her children do it.
So Spanky sells it also, and Spanky has admitted that he's tried kratom. Okay, continue on.
She become what now a lot of people call her Dr. Dre because she
Are you really this dumb? I mean, we know you are, but really? Really? People call her Dr. Dre because I bet she's been called Dr. Dre years and years and years before any herbs. You dumbass.
on her channel would start giving people advice on, well, you don't have to take Tylenol, you don't have to take ibuprofen, you don't have to take medicine for herpes because I can cure you. I can tell you what the cure is, and it's all
Personal choices again.
natural remedies. You know what I'm saying? It was really just crazy. Like she went from being this big, beautiful, voluptuous woman to skin and bone.
Big, beautiful, voluptuous. She was never a big, beautiful, voluptuous. She was an average size when you guys are claiming that she was heavy set. She was average. The typical female body. She wasn't this. You guys, oh my God. Next thing you're going to have her put on BBW sites. My God.
Just looking very sickly. She took her kids out of public school, put them in homeschool. They were all on these super strict diets. And alkaline diet is not meant to be on permanently. I think it's like a week or two.
Look at this bitch checking her notes. I cannot. I can't.
I think you could do it for like a week or two, but alkaline is not something that it's meant for you to be on permanently. Also, kratom is not meant for children. You can adults it's safe for if it is given.
Huh? Bunch of personal choices. Can we get to the part where there's a problem here? Can you tell us what the problem is? We haven't heard anything that's problematic yet or why we're here. So far, it seems like a lot of jealousy of somebody that's pretty successful on social media. That's what it feels to me.
Given in the correct dosage and you're not like overdoing it. But she was literally doing kratom. There's videos of her like
smiles,
three
right?
spoonfuls back to back.
years.
Also, the little boy Raza was heard on a live stream saying something along the lines of he takes kratom every day that he drinks.
I've heard a lot of people like because she'd sing and dance. Like I've seen people. I don't think it was a nickname of her, but so many people have called her Dr. Dre, not just because of the herbs and shit. She sings and dances and all that shit. Stupid. This is so stupid.
Kratom tea every night. So clearly she was giving it to the kids.
Clearly.
Her husband Vaughn.
Clearly she was giving it to the kids. I need proof of that. I need your proof. Again, this is the best pause ever because that's about what she looks like. I need proof that you have 100% confirmation that she was giving it to the kids besides your clipped videos that you have tried to say. Let's see it.
Discharged from the military, stay-at-home dad, and
medically
she started being really controlling over everything, finances, money, everything. She would not allow him access to the money. What's crazy is
again totally taking stories from issues from 2019 and telling you that in 2022 this was the current situation, which again we know was not.
Would sneak to the store like in the middle of the night to get like a donut or something, but the kids, Vaughn,
she told people, oh my God,
they were kept on this super strict diet. The kids could be heard in the background asking about food. Raza even asked her, can you show me online like what meat? Can you show me a picture of meat? He talked about missing like chips and cookies.
So now we're talking about her children and her parenting skills. Again, still personal choices, all personal choices. Nothing wrong with any of this. Again, might not be our opinions, might not be our choices for our personal families. Personal choices.
Ease him. So anyways, I'm sorry, my husband wants me to brush Kennedy's hair because they're going to the store. So anyways, it was just really weird that she was doing all of this online. She lost all of this weight, like a lot of weight. He was this healthy man and he lost a ton of weight. All of this happened online. He starts having seizures. She films him having seizures.
He lost weight because he opted to make a choice to go on a diet, which he himself talked about on video with his wife.
I'm not censoring anything, and the reason why is because I'm not bashing anybody that does. This story.
I'm not censoring anything because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm just going to throw it all out there and see what I can get to stick.
is going to get demonetized. It just is what it is. There's an attempted suicide. No matter how much I feel like I try to censor it, it's just going to get. And I want people to not be confused. Like, wait, what's the K word? What's the K word? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people call it like the special K drink or something, but there's other things. Like ketamine is a K word that is being confused with the K thing, because
these guys and their bullshit about monetized and demonetized and all that shit is such a freaking crock of shit. We talk about suicide openly. I use the word, I use all the words, and I might turn yellow, but they're never demonetized. They're a bunch of fucking liars.
it's being censored. So I'm not going to censor it. I'm just going to speak freely about it and say the words. And I'm not trying to make money off this. I'm going to continue doing my other content
Mean girl.
that I do make money off of. But I just want to get the story out there as least confusing as possible, which is why I've decided, not to censor the words, so people, they do understand what we're talking about when we say these things. But yeah, he started having seizures, and she's like, we don't know why he's having seizures. She would film him having seizures. At one point, she talked about crushing up Ativan and putting it under his tongue while he was having seizures. And then once she started taking this more holistic approach towards everything, she would put cayenne pepper under his tongue.
All right. Personal choices. Again, the problem is
while he was seizing, she would literally be on live as he's in the bed, like moaning and seizing. And it's just really weird, because if I was watching that, I think I would just have to say, like, oh my God, just don't do that. Like, tend to this, come back to us later. But
I'm assuming you told Molly those same exact things. I mean, hey, to each their own, but I'm assuming because you feel so strongly about this and you would have given, such good advice that you definitely gave this advice to your buddy Molly, right?
it's just so wild that she did all these things on a live stream and people didn't pick up on how unhealthy it was, how controlling she seemed to be. Either way, Vaughn and the kids behind the scenes were not happy. No way they'd be happy. Vaughn for sure wasn't happy.
And you know this because how? The kids weren't happy behind the scenes. All of this. How? Where's your evidence? And again, personal choices, personal family matters. And your take on this is what? Yeah. Tell us. Can we get to the point of why you're covering this? Because so far you're bashing a woman on her parenting skills, her ability of being a wife, another man's personal choices. Tell me what the issue is.
It got to the point where he wanted to not separate, but he needed a few days. He just wanted to go to a hotel.
And right here, she's not going to inform you that this is 2022 when she was reporting on this, but this actually happened back in 2019. Again, an easy way of manipulating. Thank you, the brown crayon. I appreciate you so much. Let me play a button. For those of you guys that don't know who this is LB. She is part of the Misinformation Cronies and one of the very ones who has been extremely problematic in passing off misinformation in the Marvon story. She has not gotten as much coverage because it's really hard to watch her, and she's more annoying than Molly, in my opinion, on so many levels. Like, she grinds me to another level. But we're covering the other people who deserve just as much attention as Molly gets because they have done the exact same things. Maybe not to the degree of Molly, her antics and the dramatics, but just as much misinformation spreading. Thank you again.
All the bad bitches work. He like when I right there.
Yeah. Careless. They are careless.
Get his mind clear, get set up with the VA so he could start getting some help, because she also convinced him that he had PTSD. She literally convinced him that he had PTSD. So he asked for money to go do that. She wouldn't allow him to go do that. She wouldn't give him any money. She thought it was crazy that he was asking for money.
He convinced him he had PTSD. She convinced him that he had PTSD. I got it. Thank you guys so much. I finally found it. I found the member link. It's so weird how they hide those. I think she got her. Well, so my understanding was last week she got her monetization. She had an issue with her monetization. She came back and said that she had it all fixed. It was all good to go. And now she's saying that she has a strike on her channel from another page. I didn't watch her Facebook lives. I can't barely handle her at all.
So once again, he was left feeling helpless. So there were times he tried to leave, but had no choice but to come right back home because he didn't have any money.
She's also not going to include in this story that he did leave at one point in time. He did go to Georgia at one point in time, and he turned around and went right back home within 2 days. He was in Georgia, and he opted to go back to his family. But she's not going to tell you that. And that was in 2019.
So he ended up staying in what was called a den, but the den is actually a shed. It's a portable building, like my office, like my
And here we go.
studio. He asked for one of the girls' rooms, which the girl doesn't sleep in the room. And
So right there, the den and the shed, first and foremost, are 2 separate buildings. We all know that. We've known the facts on that all along. The den is actually a room in the home that is in double wide modulars. It can be used as an office, as like a family room, anything like that. They walled it off, called it the den, and made it into another bedroom. The shed is an outside metal building. Totally different things, but here she is telling her audience this. Where do we think all these rumors started? And how they got so much weight behind them? Because people like this do not do their due diligence and do research before talking out their ass.
And she was like, nope, I'm not uprooting my child to comfort you. But the thing is the child didn't sleep in that room anyways. He was like, she doesn't even sleep in there. You know, I just want a room to my own. Everybody can leave me alone. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, April. That makes a lot of sense. So she was like, no, you can sleep in the den. So he comes back, he sleeps in the den apparently, and he's just at his wit's end. And apparently he attempted to, unfortunately, kill himself. And on the morning that it happened, according to Dre, he woke up at 7:30 that morning, comes in and brushes his teeth, goes back outside, he's in his pajamas, and Dre says about 20 or 30 minutes later, she went out there, I guess, to talk to him, I don't know, and she found him. And it's really strange because a lot of things just don't really make sense because it's like when people...
Okay, end of story. Right there. A man attempted to take his life. It's a tragedy. That's where it should have ended. No, because social media people think that it didn't sit right with them and they had questions and she refused to answer those questions. It turned into a true crime case. There was never a case to begin with.
Decide to take their life. Did they come inside to brush their teeth? His children were there. Like, it could have been very possible that his children could have found him. And as much as he cared about those kids,
how dare he brush his teeth? I mean, that makes red flags, right?
A lot of people don't believe that he would have done that, you know? So there's a lot of questions surrounding this.
A lot of people don't believe that he would have done that. People that he was so close to, right?
I'm not saying she did anything to him. I don't know what happened here, you guys. It just doesn't make sense. But he wasn't happy. He's in the hospital now.
I'm not saying she did anything to him, but he was not happy. Again, I need source. I need that information vetted.
Life support, but the thing is nobody knows where. So when he was first put in the hospital on life support, she told her followers that he was in the hospital in a coma due to seizures. She didn't even tell her followers.
She never, ever told her followers that he was in a coma due to seizures. That is absolutely truthful. Sorry, Evil. I do it because it matters. I know it's so frustrating. I do it because it matters. I do it because you see how fast and easy they took what happened here. We know the facts. We know what happened as far as what we need to know, right? There's so much other stuff that, of course, we're never going to know. But we know enough to know that this has been a completely fabricated narrative. And going back and watching how quickly they did this to this family, how quickly they were able to do this is important because people need to see that they can do it to the next one anytime. It sucks and it's painful and it's miserable to see that they give so little care. I mean, they don't give two shits.
In the hospital due to him, hanging himself. She lied.
Exactly, Coral.
His family, who he had just started reconnecting with, found out through social media. They reached out to her. She wouldn't respond. So they reached out to the hospital.
So that's actually not truthful. So a family member learned on social media, a family member that found or followed Dre. That family member contacted the family. So the family members found out through family, but basically through social media via a different family member.
But
people can get that misconstrued too.
They reached out to the
always
hospital
happy.
and
Thank you for being here for a month
the
with
hospital was
us.
informed by Dre, don't give any information out unless it's to me. So the hospital couldn't give the family any information out. So the dad and the stepmom actually traveled 3,000 miles to the hospital to see him. And they were told by Dre, you're not allowed to see him. Call security. They can't see him. The hospital said, listen, they can see him. You can make medical decisions, but as far as visitation, that's us and they can see him.
And that's because that's the VA policy. She had no choice but to. You cannot stop that from happening because he was at the VA. As you know, I mean, you said you're married to a vet. So you should understand some of these things. And you said earlier they couldn't find out where he was. They couldn't know where he was. So how would they have been able to find out where to go to be denied in the first place?
So she said, well, you guys
Look
also
how
have a
fast
policy.
it goes.
It's one visitor, at a time. So I'm going to go back in. And when I'm done, they can see him. She went back in and she contacted a different hospital and had him moved. He's been moved allegedly like 4 or 5 times to the point to where
He's been allegedly moved 4 to 5 times. 4 to 5 times. Yet we know that after he was moved from the VA, he went to a specialty care facility and remained there for quite some time. He was initially taken to Yuma. He was flown to Phoenix. He was, all of this just pisses me off. Then he was taken back to Tucson. It's in the police report. Absolutely frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. And they claim that he was moved all these times. That didn't happen, but they were just running with whatever they were trying to stick.
nobody knows where he is. This is getting a lot of attention now, thankfully. And from my understanding, what's being said is nobody's allowed to see him now, not even Dre, that they have.
That never was true.
But we still don't know where he is.
We still don't know where he is. He's been allegedly moved 4 or 5 times. Didn't happen. Every time he was moved was a medical decision on what his needs were, from my understanding. And again, we know that he was in the VA when Marvon and Wynette were able to see him in June, which is before these doughheads had gotten involved even. They had already seen their son. They knew he was at the VA. Then he was moved to a specialty care facility at the end of June, excuse me.
Last night, his mom,
fucking crazy.
His mom and I think her son and I think her husband decided they were going to travel the 28 hours from where they live to where they think he may be. They're not sure, but they got in the car and they took off.
Where they think he might be. Well, interesting on that. Letitia was the very one to publish publicly where his location was. She doxed his location numerous times, but yet you're trying to tell your audience that she doesn't know where he's at.
Last night, thankfully, his mom, Letitia, has had a lot of support. There's been a lot of people donating to her to help her with this cause. She actually had to hire an attorney to help her figure out what steps she could take to be able to see her son.
She actually had to hire an attorney to what? Come again? Let's listen to that again. What did she get an attorney for?
To be able to see her son. She had to pay $4,000.
She had to hire an attorney to be able to see her son. So how did the attorney accomplish? How was the attorney able to accomplish visitation? Oh, wait, the court orders, right? The court orders that you guys have told everybody. But wait, the court orders were never filed. So what did the attorney actually do here, Elle?
Just for the retainer for the attorney, this 28-hour trip, just one way, is going to cost her like almost $400 in gas. So thankfully, a lot of people have.
Oh, she knows the breakdown of how much the costs were going to be too. Oh my.
Has been helping contribute to these expenses. Now, what's so wild is people have actually made fake Cash App accounts in this woman's name because they know that people's donating to this woman. So there's literally fake accounts in this woman's name.
No shit, Sherlock. That had been reported on in those fucking Facebook groups that you got your misinformation from too. Every time there's a big fundraiser that people do not do correctly because it's used to look every other direction but at the funds actually being collected. They do this intentionally. It's a game of checkers. There's always people who will slide in and try to be like, oh, maybe they'll get it wrong and send it here. There's always scum buckets around. But nobody was sending money to those accounts, were they, Elle? Do you have proof of that? Where's your honk honk buddy? Get that bitch over here. Honk honk, bitch. Where's your proof and your evidence?
Also, there are people, creators, who's looking up Von's mom, siblings, looking up their arrest history, looking up any little skeleton they may have in the closet. They're looking this up. I don't know why. I'm mind blown that any creator, while Von is in the hospital, Von was on a live stream after he reconnected with his mom and his siblings, talking about how he reconnected and he was going to see them again and he couldn't.
Hey, Elle, how do you justify Molly, Betty, Dolly, Spanky, ICU, Goose, Erica, all the rest of your EKC, Penelope, all your little buddies over there in the extreme anti-KJ group? How do you justify them doxing people and looking up every information when it's somebody that just doesn't agree with them? How do you agree with that? I'm assuming that because you don't like or think that, it's not okay to look up Letitia's past, even though it was extremely relevant to what the situation was, because there was a lot of accusations made against Dre, and Dre absolutely had the right to say, it's not what you guys think it is. This is not. So she absolutely had the right to say that. But can you justify what your buddies do to people who they don't agree with? I'd love to hear your justification of what's happening right now. Your buddy Betty over there, what she's doing.
Wade, he was so excited. This was something that he wanted. Von wanted to reconnect with his family. We don't know where the children are, you guys. As far as I know, they're with her. We really don't know. But Von had reconnected with his family. And on the live stream, he talked about how he couldn't wait to get to know them more and he was going to go see them and blah, 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 blah. So he wanted that relationship. And then this
no shit
happened. And his mom is heartbroken. She wants to see her son.
His mom. I love how freely they use that term. Elle, did you ever ask about his adoptive mother, the one who raised him? Did you ask how she was doing, how upset she was, how heartbroken she is? Have you ever asked that?
There's been several doctors. I think last time I heard there was like 7 doctors that have looked at his brain scans and there's just no activity.
Dre's video is what she's trying to repeat here. Again, she'll get the information incorrect again.
It's not, I believe in miracles. We're praying for a miracle, but it doesn't look good, But there's literally people doing background checks on his mom, talking about the fact that his grandmother was the one that raised him and what she did, that, that does not matter. It doesn't matter what Letitia.
It fucking does matter, you dumbass. It absolutely matters and has mattered all along. Again, my pause game on point. It has always mattered because she is not his next of kin. She has no legal rights to demand the information that she's been demanding. It absolutely fucking matters. You don't just get to pick and choose what works for you in this situation. If you were adopted and that was your adoptive mom, I would hope that people would be pissed off that nobody's asking how you feel about the situation and completely skirted right over and went to the biological mother who was not a part of anything but causing drama and chaos. I would hope you would be pissed off. This is your lack of understanding of how the world actually fucking works. Hey, Infamous.
She's just not a murderer. She's not hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? This woman is a mother.
She's not hurt anybody.
For whatever reason.
She's not hurt anybody. Really? Her own son? Her own family? Her own grandchildren? But she hasn't hurt anybody.
Let Von's grandmother raise him for a few years while she was dealing with a lot that she had going on. And the fact that
for a few years, another lie. Do you see how they manipulated? Oh God, this pisses me off.
People are literally pulling up her background is literally just so disgusting because no matter what, she is a mom. Her son is laying over there on life support. She has not been allowed to see him. It doesn't matter what she's done.
Thanks, sis.
She is going to hurt for her son. She has a right to be heartbroken. She's going to be heartbroken.
Nobody
And
said
for people to
shit.
say, "Oh, she's been this and that. She's been this and that. She got this and this in her closet." So therefore what?
No, nobody gives a fuck about that, you dipshit. Nobody has given a shit about all of that. All of us have said we agreed. Well, most of us have said that she should get to see her son. But how she went about it, no, she ruined that on her own. She showed what the priorities were here. She did that. Nobody else. She has absolutely shown what her motives and her intent was. It was never about Marvon. She showed that to everybody. Nobody else.
She can't be heartbroken. Therefore, she doesn't need help. She doesn't need.
She doesn't need help. How much more help does she need, Elle? She had over $15,000, $14,000 by the 15th of July.
She doesn't need people giving her advice on what needs to be done so she can see her husband, her son. Like that ticks me off to find out that there's creators out there pulling her, figuring out the skeletons she may have in her closet. Ticks me off. Her crowd wasn't even that serious at the end of the day. Exactly when she was younger. I'm not sure. Is Dre's mom and dad in the picture? So Dre's biological dad. I saw this post that she made about him where she said he was like a mobster or something. He's passed away, and her mom, I do think so. Yes, she has a relationship with her mom because there's YouTube videos where her and her mom's doing their makeup together. But from my understanding, they have kind of a rocky relationship. But after this happened, because Vaughn was in a hospital, not where they lived, but closer to where her mom lived, she took the RV and parked it in her mom's driveway. And her and the kids were staying in that RV in the mother's driveway so they could be closer to Vaughn in the hospital.
Until a bunch of fucking weirdos on the internet started harassing them at their mom's house and putting their mom in a safety risk. So then Dre and the children had to move locations for their safety because creators like you and Molly Golightly and Spanky thought it would be super cool and interesting to follow Dre around, have people, videotape her. You encourage that type of shit, right?
I'm mind blown that literally there's a creator who's looked up Vaughn's mom's past, Vaughn's sister's past. Like, girl, shut your face. You mean to tell me?
And right here, you can tell instantly that this was never about the best interest of Vaughn. This was about LB trying to get back at Katie because they have past drama. They both need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up because their drama has nothing to do with Marvon. But you will see that, again, this is all about Elle trying to take a shot at Katie.
If something happened to one of your family members, even if you were a little bit estranged with them and you needed this to get out, you mean to tell me if somebody started digging up your past, you would be like, okay, yeah, cool. It's a public story, so people's going to look into my past. No, this man.
So because I have said things that they didn't like, that gave them the right to dox me, Elle? Come the fuck up.
And is on life support. This has been weeks and weeks since this has happened. And this woman still has not seen her son. So she don't have the right to be heartbroken because she made a mistake when she was younger? No. Oh my goodness.
Are you fucking... Oh, she is dumb.
Oh my goodness. This ticks me off so much. But...
Ticks me off so much.
Dre should put herself on Letitia's shoes. How would she feel if this was Raza in a hospital and Raza's wife wouldn't allow Dre to see him? Exactly. So Raza is Dre and Vaughn's little boy. He is about 7 years old.
Again, I don't know why the kids ever were content for them, but they were.
Yeah, that's all that she did. That's all that she did. Honestly, I know so many people that's done things like that, like by accident. You know what I'm saying? So after Vaughn was put in the hospital,
yes,
Dre would go live in the hospital talking about wiping her saliva on him.
Again, personal fucking choices. That's his wife. At the end of the day, we might not like it. We might think it's weird, but personal choices. People do all sorts of fucked up shit. Elle, how's those little hands over there? How's he doing today?
Yes, she was a child herself.
No shit.
To watermark the police report is like the biggest. My thing is to see the way some creators are. Molly Golightly and Justice for All, Justin, they're doing a great job with this, but
they're doing a great job of spreading misinformation and trying to make this into a true crime case, even though it's not a case to begin with.
Okay, first off, I have my own history with KJ. And when the audio from the Andrew Glennon situation came out, she said the same thing. The family only wants this played on my platform. We verified with Andrew afterwards that was not the case. But
that was the case. the people who actually sent Katie that information came out and told Molly that they asked it to be played by Katie. So again, she's going to tell you right here, this is why she got involved.
To get the word out, and he wanted everyone to hear that audio. He didn't want to play it on one YouTube channel. He wanted it everywhere. But that was the way that Katie could keep everybody there, get the most views.
You see how excited she is now getting to talk about Katie? Now you tell me this was about Marvon ever for her. You tell me. I mean, we've known for months that it was never. But she is a yapping little freaking chihuahua of misinformation over there. She does nothing but spread misinformation. She does not do research. When they do research, it's like Betty. She pulls up the wrong thing. She quotes sources of SNBC 13, which I'll get into.
And get people to subscribe to her. She literally told Molly Golightly, I have this audio and the family wants it to stay on my channel. No, they don't. If this family wants the word to get out, they want it blasted on as
They wanted it. It wasn't the family, first of all, that sent it.
many channels as possible, not just yours, girlfriend. Can you please?
And that's why the admins of the group were trying to control what creators were posting. Dumbass.
Direct their people over to my channel to hear the audio.
Molly willingly did it. Molly sent her people because her and Katie were working together. She didn't have a problem with Katie until she needed a distraction.
Girl, get out of here. Did you send me that one, Candy? Because we could, yeah. Could she get in trouble for watermarking a police report? I mean, I don't think she could get in trouble for it, but if somebody showed it and she tried to like get onto them for some reason, she wouldn't win. All they would have to do is like fight that. You know what I'm saying? Like if she tried to, you need the keys, babe?
Court.
Okay.
Court.
Anyone would have to do is just fight that. They would just have to say, listen, this is public knowledge that she watermarked it. That's BS. I think it's in there, babe. I think it's in there. It's fine. Okay.
She didn't. Bullshit. Where did she say? Where? Go give me the clip of her coming out and telling Molly to stop sending people. I want to see the clip of her telling Molly and Justin that she doesn't agree with that. I want to see it. Her telling Molly and Justin that they should.
Okay, you guys. So Candy,
go find me the clip.
Did you send me that one? Because yes, I want to play that one. I think that's a TikTok, right?
Or give me a video at a time.
But I'm going to go ahead and play it. This is one where after he was in the hospital, she's at the hospital, Dre is, and she's talking about spitting and putting her spit on Bond. It's really weird. So we're going to go. What we're going to do is, because I know several of you guys are new to this and you haven't seen all these videos, I think looking at all of these videos will really give insight into just how strange this situation is and how strange she's acted and how controlling she is. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to watch one of the videos from her in the hospital.
And no, we're not. We're not going to watch that because we don't need to see this bullshit that they've spun. We know what they've done. We know the spins that they do, the moves that they take, everything, all these highly edited videos and their stuff. Okay, so we're going to move on from this one. She goes through and points out all the little clips and the snippets, has no context to any of these situations, doesn't understand the difference of the time frame. She will show you a video of Dre looking like this and a video of Dre looking like this and claim that they're all in the same time frame when they're obviously not. She looks different in a lot of the videos. But they didn't care about context or being factual. They just wanted the bullshit. So let's get back to the end of her recap here.
Andy, I know you sent it to me. Did you send it?
Keith, really? Speaking of watermark? Yeah, I started watermarking the shit out of my videos because I couldn't tell what were edited and what weren't. And so I could verify if they were my clips that I didn't edit certain things out. And that's the only way I started doing it. They're so stupid. Now, Katie's my employee. EKC tries to make anything stick. Come on, where's your wrap up?
Hold on, you guys.
No chance of recovery. She's still in.
Right there. All the crazy stuff that she's done online. You guys, this woman has been online since 2017, doing live streams, showing her family, her husband, you know, the kids, and making comments in the background that people are going through, went through her content to try to find all this stuff, because once it came out that he was in the hospital due to
Keith, EKC also told everybody that I was drunk one night too.
you know, being unhappy and trying to kill himself. Then people started having a lot of questions and people started going through her content. to figure out what really happened. And just me watching it, I'm like, holy crap, that's such a drastic change that the whole family went through. Pull them out of school, they lose all this weight, they change everything about their whole lifestyle, what they eat and everything. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people say,
Frankie, people do. And here's the problem with that. So people are trying to hold Katie to accountability of her actions and the harmful stuff that she does too. But what happens is when you have people like this who have a past history with her, who are willing to make anything and everything try to direction in the fault of a person when there's not any factual evidence behind that one sole person being any worse than the rest of them, when you try to blame one person and point it out, it discredits the rest of the efforts of the people who are actually calling her out on her misbehavior and the things that she's done, because they're lying to make it look like she did something that she didn't. It hurts the whole process, every bit of it, because it discredits what the people who are actually working towards to call out her poor behavior and the misinformation that she spreads. It's such a double-edged sword. But it's because people like Elle, that's their mission.
oh my God, I didn't pick up on this
She's got
when
a
I was
personal
watching her,
issue here.
but like seeing it now, I can't believe I didn't pick up on this. Like, I can't believe I didn't realize the issue when I watched her. But it's wild, you guys. It's just, I don't know if Drea's on the run. Not that I know of. And I don't want to say anything that I don't know. Molly Golightly, she talks to Von's mom. Von's mom is on her way to hopefully try to go see Von.
No, Molly does not talk to Von's mom. Molly never has talked to Von's mom. That is his adoptive mother, his great grandmother. Let's be clear.
It's like a 28-hour trip from where she lives.
You can call Letitia his mom, but let's be factual about it. The biological mom.
To the hospital where they believe Von may even be, because they're not even for sure where.
Even though they posted his location, but they're going to tell you they're not sure.
Von is, because that information
Yeah,
is not
it
being given out
sucks,
to
Frankie.
anyone.
I hear you.
It's for dry hair, what I use, because my hair was really dry. So if your hair is oily, I'm not really sure, but it really helped my hair being dry. Oh my goodness, yes. Mocha's Pocus.
Here they are posting the
Janelle
cash
Evans
app.
gets called out by her kids sometimes. Like, we've heard Inslee say things, where it's like, ah, gotcha. And kids will say the darndest things. Like, sometimes kids, might say things that aren't 100% accurate. But then if they say something while you're on a stream, I mean, he did say, like, Raza said that the tea makes his throat hurt. Von was heard on a stream one time, like, saying, like, I don't need any more. It's making me feel nauseous, or like, I don't feel good. And she, like, made him take more. I mean, this man was a Marine.
She made him take more.
He's a Marine. And he literally went from having a healthy to just dwindling away, losing
Again, his personal choices to go on that diet.
so much weight, having seizures, and super unhappy.
Super unhappy, even though we watched the videos of his own statements.
I feel like Molly's put a lot of content out about this, which that's how I've got a lot of my information is covered. Like, I was
Blue Apple, I think you've missed a lot on Elle, to be truthful. I really think that you've missed a lot. And a lot of people have with Elle's behavior. I'm assuming you're one of Elle's people, which is totally fine. You can have your opinion here, but let's base it on the facts. Elle has not ever called out the misinformation or corrected the misinformation, including police reports, including SNBC 13 reports about his passing away. She's never gone back and corrected that information. Let's go into it and let me show you. Let me just go over here. Let me pop out of here. Let me go here. We'll go back to her list. Does she have a playlist of this? I'm surprised she didn't do a playlist of it. Maybe she does. That's interesting. She's got playlists of everybody else. I'm assuming she does. Look at all those playlists she's got here. Crazy how she doesn't have a playlist of this story. Oh, right here. Here we are. Okay.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel.
This is from 8 months ago. Oh, this is, haha. Okay. Let's go into this one. Here we go. Again, this is under fair use.
Today we're going to talk about a story that I've been kind of keeping up with over the past few days. My friend, she actually come across this story.
I don't care how they came across it. Let's go. I'm going to probably take the screen down for a minute.
Better known as Dre. She is an influencer. Dre's biggest following is on Facebook, where she has a following of over 600,000 followers. She started posting content to her.
The reason I'm doing this is because at one point in time in here, hold on, let me see if I can find it right quick. Yeah, she shows pictures of the kids, all sorts of pictures of the children. She also shows pictures of somebody else's child in this video. Let me find it. If you go to her page, unfortunately, she uses a picture of another one of Dre's followers' children. This is her first video that she did.
Facebook account in early 2017. Dre amassed such a large following due to her makeup skills. Now, Dre also has other social media accounts where she has large followings, but nothing like how she has on Facebook. She has a YouTube channel called the McRae Tribe, which was started in January 2022. She has a YouTube channel called Andre McRae, which was started in January 2011. When Dre started on Facebook, she was a beautiful, heavier set woman. Now, normally I wouldn't point this out, but this is of some significance. Dre introduced her family to her followers. Dre has 2 daughters.
Yeah, and now she starts instantly showing pictures of her children. Not so my understanding was she lost her monetization sometime last week because some sort of button clicked something. That's what I heard. And she got that resolved. And then now she's got a strike from another channel. That's my understanding of what's going on. I don't know you never really get information on what's really happening with most of these people.
Daughters and a son. She also has a husband named Marvin. Marvin goes by Vaughn. The 2 girls were from a previous.
Okay, so we know enough about that. Again, personal information that should have never been used for content on social media, personal family choices, personal things, but they made it into content with misinformation. Hold on, let me go to the next one here. Then we've got, we just did that one. Oh, here we go. Let me pull this up.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was actually reading some news over on the Justice for Vaughn page. If you guys don't follow that Facebook page, there is updates on the Facebook page for the Justice for Vaughn. Also, there's an exposed page over on Facebook. I'm going to link both of them in the description box below. But this was just posted 41 minutes ago. So before we go over that police report, I'm actually going to read this. I am a little bit confused, but it says that the girl's dad has filed a petition. Please read before making any comments.
So again, using the children in custody cases as content, never a true crime story. So if basically her and her husband split and we felt the need to, because she's an influencer, I guess that would give us the right to go into her custody agreements and broadcast them. That's the same thing. She has apologized repeatedly for the report. Which report? Which one? Which report? Seems like she's really apologetic when she keeps the content up that she, this is the content on her page, right? Filled with misinformation. You would think that if there's an apology, it would be front and center. Big letters. I'm so sorry for passing misinformation off.
It says case search.
You're not going to get anywhere with defending her.
In relation to the matter of Andrea R., Yuma County Superior. It's a civil. And then it's
you want to talk about things that she's actually done in correcting misinformation and can easily go and point out, like, here's her apology, big, bold, all of it. We can talk, but she is showing you. She has zero concern. She has still left the videos up with kids' faces in it that aren't even Marvin and Dre's. So tell me how much she gives a shit and her apology means.
It says filing date 11/7/2013. It says filing date 11/7/2013. So I see a lot of people getting confused over this. Then,
so again, shouldn't have ever been discussed.
does McRae?
And I'll say that on Katie's end too.
Officers, the Connect Up report, digital media, body worn camera footage has been captured and submitted to Yuma Police Department. Digital evidence managed.
So then she's going to read the entire police report, right? So the first one was important for her to read. Then they're going to go over all the different types of rope, right? That's what's important. Another bit of important information here. let's continue to look through this and see what else she decides to point out here.
Where are you saying it from? Yep. I mean, I'm anemic. So most of the time my hands and feet will get cold. But I feel like if I would do CPR for 10 minutes, they probably wouldn't. I don't know. I could be wrong though.
Discussing the CPR.
He showed me where they had removed the rope from because it was in the way. YT personnel held up the rope.
So now she's
Drops
gonna
it right back down, right back onto the floor.
demonstrate. Yeah, not gonna watch that. Fuck that. Let's go to the next one because I'm gonna punch somebody. Oh.
Abusive of sexual.
Then she's going to do a 911 call logs released. This is all of the police calls that had been made to Marvon and Dre's house in the past. We're not going to go into this. Blue Apple, where did she say that at? You keep saying that she said that Molly was wrong, but do you have a timestamp in a video, please? Can you give us that so we can go find that? If she actually said it, I will play it. But I need to have the information to be able to go see that. It's one thing for you to say, oh yeah, she's done this, this, and this, but there's no proof of her doing these things. Yes, absolutely a little bit.
Hey you guys, hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today is Saturday. I asked Justin if he could send me the report. That way maybe I could go over some things over my channel, and he was so gracious enough to do so because he really didn't have to. He could have told me, girl.
So it's interesting. He was so generous about sending her this report. But when the final report came out that said the investigation had been closed, again, an investigation was only opened up because of social media's involvement, that they wouldn't share that report with her. Oh, wait, is it because they didn't want that report released? They were willing to send her this initial report, but you notice how she had to make posts in her community page asking for somebody to share with her the police report? Isn't that ironic? Blue Apple, again, timestamp.
Go get your own. But he didn't, and he was okay with me going over it on my channel as well. The only thing is I'm not going to show the report because there is some information.
Blue Apple, what do I want from her? Nothing. I don't want nothing from her. Her integrity and morals are her own. She should have more in her to want more out of herself. It's her behavior that she has to live with. If she's okay with doing this type of shit for money, you know what? So be it. But I guess she doesn't really like being struck and feels that it was unfair for her to be struck, even though she took somebody else's other content. But she got away with exploiting somebody else's life and completely fabricating lies and making money off of it. For how long now? And never once got struck. Kind of feels like a little bit of karma coming up for some of the bullshit she's done. You say she's apologized, but can't tell us a timestamp or anything of where she's apologized. So what the fuck do you want us to think? I don't need nothing from her. She's a piece of shit and will be called out as a piece of shit. When you do dangerous behavior and harm actual victims and their families, it is what it is. You don't need to change for us. You should change to want to be better.
Information on there, the person, like people's real names and phone numbers that I haven't redacted. So I'm not going to show the report, but I'm going to read it because I think it's important. And I think I've only been live for a minute and 37 seconds. So you're good. So I'm going to go over this report, and then I'm going to share some things that I would like to share with you guys over like kind of the issues going on lately within the community over this story. I'm just so by it. But anyways, through this call log,
I'm not going to pause and take heed to, there might be a reason why all this stuff is going on the back end of things and the reason why people are complaining about the spread of misinformation, but fuck it. I don't care about any of that stuff. We're just going to continue to pass off misinformation. Let's get back into that 25 call log.
I don't know. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, everything that I say on this channel.
Oh my God, Blue Apple. I'm going to need you to either sit on your hands or it's just going to be called out like it is. You're looking real dumb right now. Real dumb. You're twisting and turning every which way and it doesn't work. The videos are right here. She's got a playlist of this. You tell me she's really apologetic for all of the bullshit she's done. That would be the first video in her playlist if it was. Great. Okay.
Is my opinion, unless it's backed up by some sort of report. Like what we do know
Hey,
is there
Dawn.
was 25 calls made. Were they all
Welcome.
made by Dre? No, but there were 25 calls made. So most of what I'm going to say is my opinion alone. Do not go bully, harass, or attack anyone that I talk about in this video. That is not the purpose of this video, but I will be sharing my thoughts and feelings from what I take away from this call log, because there was 25 calls. And through some of these calls, I really feel like Dre was setting the stage for.
Uh-huh. Blue Apple, did she apologize for this? Quick question. Did you hear that? You might need me to repeat it? Okay. I'll do it just for you.
From what I take away from this call log, because there was 25 calls. And through some of these calls, I really feel like Dre was setting the stage for what happen later. That way, if anything ever.
Dre was setting the stage for what happen later. That's what she said. She apologized for that. She apologized for this, claiming that these 25 calls were set up, setting a stage. That's, even in my opinion, that's a pretty hefty fucking allegation based off of a bunch of fucking twisted and altered clips.
Or happen if she decided to leave Vaughn, or if Vaughn left her, he would be portrayed a certain way.
Oh, gotcha. Did she apologize for this, Blue Apple?
And she would be the innocent one. I'm not saying that Dre, did this to Vaughn. I don't know. I don't have enough information to know what happened.
Yes, Lori, thank you for letting us know. Yes, we do know. And we are just trying to, again, her behavior has been terrible, but nobody wishes that on anybody. And if you do, you're a fucking sick piece of shit. If people are going to talk about that and go there, that's on each and everybody. Her behavior, we're not going to look over. She's not getting a pass or anything like that, but we can be respectful towards her family too at the same time. That's what we're trying to do.
And that day, I have theories. I've heard theories, some that make sense, some that maybe don't make so much sense. What I can tell you is the police report from that day, there's so much lacking in that police report. I feel like if the police would have investigated the scene and the situation, we would have more answers and things would make a lot more sense, but they don't, because there was no investigation. There's officers that were.
Why would there be no investigation, Al? Why would there have been no investigation? Because they walked into the scene and knew what they were walking into, and it never changed. They knew, because of the situation, what had happened.
For there that don't even know how he got down, how Vaughn got down. So I can't tell you guys what happened that day. I have my thoughts and feelings and theories. But I just don't know. And I'm not saying
we don't give a fuck how you feel, any of it. It's not a true crime case.
That Dre knew that it would ever come to the point where Vaughn would attempt this. But I do think that Dre had an idea that one day it may come to the point where Vaughn wanted to leave. And if he did leave, she could say that he was abusive. That's what I think from reading this report, from things that she's said on those audios. Like, we're scared of him. We don't know what he's going to do. Where it appears like she broke a door, but then she tells everyone that he broke a door. So I'm not saying she's setting the stage for.
Talk about setting the stage. I don't know about y'all, but this is absolutely setting the stage of this whole fucking narrative that they have created and ran with. That's all I can take of her. That's it. That's all I can take of this bone today. She absolutely grinds my gear, and watching this back again is boiling my blood to an all-time level. Elle, you better buckle the fuck up, because you might be on ban, but your name is going to make some algorithm over here for sure. 100%, because perfect timing. You were already on the docket of doom over here. You were batter up. You and Spanky. We got nothing but time. So we're going to do more of this, but I can't take any more of her. I don't know about you all, but this just makes me so angry to see how arrogant they have been, to see how ignorant, how ridiculous. She claims that she was getting involved in this, because of a Marine veteran. That would be her concern, because she's married to a vet. That makes sense, right? I could understand that, except she's shown us everything but that. Oh, broken in coloring. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm sorry that you love her and are okay with her misinformation. Can I ask you a question? Why is it okay coming out of her and not being corrected when it does just as much harm as the rest of them? It's really interesting to me that people can't see the same misinformation is harmful. What they did is harmful. She's no different than Molly or Spanky in this. And I'm sorry. Again, if you like when we call out Molly on the same shit, it's really ironic that you can't handle it when it's Elle. Elle's not this sweet little innocent person. Sorry that you feel that way. Blue Apple, like that's the question for all of these people. Why do we have such double standards? I don't have them. I don't give two shits about what is right. It is wrong across the board. All of them have done nothing. The spread of misinformation, I don't give who a care it is. People right now, I spoke on something this weekend. People right now still will not listen to what I said. And they're twisting it into, oh no, she meant something about this. No, I did not. I said what I said and I meant what I said. I don't give a shit who it is that's passing off misinformation. I don't get behind it, period. What Elle has done is harmful. Elle cannot claim that she advocates or covers true crime cases because this was never a true crime case. And she does not do her due diligence. Misinformation is harmful no matter who is spewing it. You have to be an adult, even me, and sit back and analyze. Is this actually factual? And if it's not, you make sure you fucking correct it. Tell me one thing that Elle has done to help Marvon. I'll wait. That's where I'm going to leave you today. We're going to come back tomorrow. I actually think I'm going to come back this afternoon and do some fun content. I found some more videos that I really enjoyed the laugh yesterday that we all got. Plus, I want to tell BHB off too and JLR because, well, we're going to give Molly a little bit of grace. I am just personally, I'm not telling anybody else what to do. I'm just going to give her a little space while she's doing this. You know, we can call out her bad behavior for months to come. And I will be gone next week anyways, myself. But I'm going to kind of shift focus a little bit and we're going to really pick up the Elle, Spanky, JLR, and Betty side of things. Because there is a whole bunch of people out here spreading misinformation that's harmful and dangerous. It doesn't matter what side of the team you're on or who you are or who you associate with. And you know what's sick about this whole thing here? You know what's really sick? Is the lines are drawn from 99% of these people on their like and dislike of Katie Joy and Molly Golightly. Not on misinformation. It's either you like Molly or you like Katie. And if you don't like either of them, you're like us. Keith, did I scare you guys with that video yesterday? Yeah, Lori, I think they still are. I just think Molly kind of, you know, there's nothing beneficial in that relationship for her at this point in time. They're all opportunistic. They will use a relationship and act like it's a friendship until it doesn't benefit them anymore, if that makes sense. I gave Elle huge props. Elle came over here in my chat one time, and I was actually really glad to see her. I thought she was going to have her eyes opened. It was after Molly had attacked Tia egregiously and called her all sorts of names. I really thought Elle had seen the light then. Nope, that didn't happen. Hey, J-Dub. I changed my name. Did you see? It's Rebecca's taking the day off. You guys all got it today. I hate that name. I decided since all the other Rebeccas are on the case, I can take the day off. This Becky gets blamed for all sorts of shit. I love it though. I've been called Becky with the good hair for years and years and years. I don't know, Lori. I really don't. I really have no idea. Are you guys good with that though? That we kind of shift focus a little bit? I think we're going to do a fun live maybe this weekend. Yeah, 333. I love that. I don't like liars, period. Exactly. Keith, right? I was like, what the hell? All right, y'all. I'm going to head out. I got to go probably around 4-ish again. That's usually kind of my time frame in the afternoon. I'll set up the thing as soon as I know closer and try to give you guys notice of the next one. And it will probably just be some kickback laughs because there's so much shit going on. The one thing I remember when I got doxxed and shit was really going on, people were talking about it and spreading my docs all over the internet, and I couldn't watch it. I've still to this day not watched 2 of the 3 videos of my docs. And it really bothered me. Like, it really bothered me, and it still does to this day. Like, not how I was done. I could give 2 shits less what they say. But what pissed me off is the fact that it is out here in YouTube world, it's about who you know, like, and who you associate with. And watching it happen to Queen, I've been so grateful to see like everybody rallying around her because it sucks. And when they do it off of misinformation and just egregious lies and they don't go back and correct anything, it's so frustrating. And to be said the things that she's being said, like I was pissed about the paid pedo protector when they did that to me, but they've been saying that she sold narcotics to children. That's not the case. That's nowhere close to the case. She is, and to say like that is so slanderous. You thought about changing your name. Yeah, Dawn, it's like, it's not embarrassing. I could care less. Like, I own everything in my life. I don't give 2 shits. You guys know that by now. I don't care at all. I could care less, but I felt bad for my family. I felt bad for the phone calls that Kyle was getting. Like, I felt so terrible because it doesn't just affect, like, it right now, it's not just affecting Queen. It affects other people around her, you know, that are trying to help and protect. It's fucked up. And it's terrible. And a lot of them are like, well, it's a rite of passage. You shouldn't cry about it. Nobody's crying about it. It still doesn't make it okay. Yeah, WCIA is good for a laugh. Yes, abso-freaking-lutely, Flissy, 100%. Yeah. You were doxxed, yes, and they're terrible at it. They're terrible at doxing. Absolutely horrible about it. Jennifer, I haven't watched 2 of them yet either. I've watched the one that's up. I haven't watched the other 2 because there's no need. Like, I don't sit and watch people yell about shit they don't know nothing about. Like, that's the last thing I'm gonna do. Oh, Dawn, that's good. Yeah, Molly's Moose Knuckle, exactly. Molly's Moose Knuckle has been through it too. Yes, T. It was so good to laugh yesterday. It was so nice. All right, y'all. I'm going to go eat my lunch, and I will see you guys this afternoon. Have a good rest of your day. See you later.